Radical.
When people ask me why I care about and follow sports, I will show them this right here. This link. I'll leave a link to this game down below. It's highlights from the game. It's the last hour of the game. It's titled Game of the Year Insane Ending Chargers versus Raiders. Now, when people ask me why I'm a fan of sports games, specifically, NFL and the NBA, when people ask me that question, I would point them to games like this, instances like this. It's exciting. Doesn't matter if you're a fan of football. Doesn't matter if you're a fan of the Raiders or the Chargers. I got a friend that's a diehard Chargers fan. And I called him after the game, and I told him Herbert played an amazing game. He got nothing to be ashamed for. There's so many things going on in this game. I don't have the time right now to really go into every single aspect of this. I will leave a link down below. If you want to, watch it, give your thoughts on it. Right away, I'll say, there's a lot of grass on the uniforms of the Chargers players. That's the downside of wearing white. I just don't get that, at least with the Raiders in black, you don't see any of the stains. At one point, Herbert had a whole chunk of grass in his helmet. I'm proud of my Raiders. I'm also proud of the Chargers. That last 2 minutes, that last 2-minute drive, 83 yards in 2 minutes. Multiple fourth down conversions by Herbert. Some amazingly beautiful passes. I mean, Herbert is just an out-of-this-world quarterback. I can't believe this might be one of the teams with the better quarterbacks that's not going to be making the playoffs. Raiders making the playoffs, though. They won their last 4 games, and a lot of things had to happen for the Raiders to get into the playoffs. Well, one thing that had to happen was the Jaguars had to beat the Colts. And the Jaguars have like 2 or 3 wins. So that's one thing that I don't think anybody guessed would happen, but it did happen. Carson Wentz, I don't know. I don't think he's the guy in Indianapolis. But back to this game. There were a lot of close calls towards the end of that game. There was one where I thought, okay, I don't have the NFL rulebook right beside of me, but one of the Chargers players clearly was pushed out of bounds a little bit, carried out of bounds. Maybe that's within the rules or whatever, but this player was carried out of bounds, and I thought, okay, that's kind of shady, right? But I guess it's within the rules. Then a minute later, there was one instance to where one of the Chargers players caught a ball near the corner, and one elbow was down and one knee was down. And I thought both knees had to be down, but maybe it can be one elbow, one knee. It was a really close call, very close call, but they got that. And literally, at the end of the drive, there was 5 seconds left. And I think it was from maybe the 12 or the 15. Herbert made this beautiful pass, and time expired into the end zone. I've never seen more of a perfect drive. So again, kudos to Herbert. Now, they got the extra point, and they went into overtime. Now, crazy thing about overtime in this game was, if both teams tied, if they just tied, they're both going to the playoffs. So a lot of people had their conspiracy theories that maybe there was like a silent understanding between the teams that, neither one would really try to beat the other one, try to win. Because like I said, if they both tie, then they both get into the playoffs. Both teams have an initiative to actually really not play super hard, So, there's a lot of people out there that might think that both teams were actually not really super trying to win because a tie would take them both to the playoffs. It would only affect the seedings. And I think if you're the Raiders, you really, really want to win this game. You really want to win because it changes who you face. If they lost this game, they would have to take on the Chiefs, which is pretty much, they take on the Chiefs in the first round. They've lost to the Chiefs a whole lot, so that's not a good matchup. So the Raiders, I think, even more than the Chargers, did not want to lose this game. Now, I'm not lying when I said this is maybe one of the all-time greatest endings to a game, maybe one of the all-time greatest games. And the Raiders have been in a couple of these this season. Towards the end of the game, we have time expiring with a touchdown in the end zone from the Chargers. And literally, in the middle of the final kick, time expired in overtime. I don't know if that's ever happened before in any game. This was a 47-yard field goal that got them the win. Also, interesting bit about this, because of the outcome of this game, those Steelers, and I know there's a lot of Steelers fans out there, the Steelers are in the playoffs, and they will promptly lose in the first playoff game, probably. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Steelers, but who knows? You know, it's been a shocking NFL season. I may, if I get time, talk about all the other scores from Sunday, possibly, you know, but leave your thoughts in the comment section down below about this game or any of the games or any of your big shocks and surprises from the 2021-2022 NFL season.